Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is F1 Fanatics. Welcome back to F1 Fantasy Weekly, your home to get all your fantasy F1 stuff in one place.
Yes.
I'm getting very smooth
F1
at that transition.
fantasy
stuff in one place.
One place.
And if you don't know what F1 Fantasy is, it is of course the game where you pick 5 drivers, 1 constructor and compete by scoring points in qualifying and race over the course of a race weekend to get bragging rights over your friends or the world. Obviously,
you could also win a mystery prize.
You could if you win the F1 Fanatics League. If obviously you're starting F1 Fantasy now, a bit late to do anything successful this year, but you could still, get yourself in ready for the 2021 season where you are going to be the top dog. Maybe. No guarantees. No guarantees.
Could be a whole different game by next season.
Could very much be. Well, we had a break in between race weekends, which means that today's episode, a nice, easy episode for you guys. Just a preview.
Pick Mercedes. Now onto the Kimi Moment of the week.
Nice. There you go. Wrapped up. Nice and easy. Now, what we do in the preview, obviously we will look ahead to this weekend's Turkish Grand Prix, giving our top picks, who we avoid, pick Mercedes, and then our Kimi Moment of the week.
There we go.
There you go. That is it. That is how it all falls into place.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Should we jump into it?
Yeah. Oh, actually, I should probably check out the comment from the last video and see from the previous Kimi Moment of the week to see the best track names.
Oh, yes.
Because
you should do.
Albonico, I think that was my favourite out of the ones that I came up with. But yes, so let's go into top picks. Stephen, who do you reckon your top picks of the top picks this weekend?
Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton.
Okay. Stephen, who do you think is your top picks of the midfield?
Well, there is a streak. There
may be streaks.
3 people on streaks.
3! It's the magic number.
Alex Albon.
Bang! Streak.
I don't know how.
Is he on a streak? Quali streak?
Yes. Yes, the orange one is the quali streak, isn't it?
It is.
He's on a quali streak, yes.
Still don't pick him. Right, next one.
Lando Norris, quali streak.
Worth a little gander.
Maybe. McLaren have been terrible, so maybe.
But he's on a quali streak.
But the streak should pick him up.
Quali or race?
Quali.
Okay.
And then the final man, the man that you should turbo, Checo Perez, race streak. There we go.
Oh. Yes. Definitely should turbo Checo Perez.
Yeah.
Race streak. There you go. That's made the turbo pick easy for this week.
Yeah, sorry. Spoilers.
Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo again, podium last time out. Will be a strong pick in that midfield. McLaren, Carlos Sainz, definitely not a good pick. Lando Norris with that quali streak of +5. If he qualifies in the top 10 again, makes it a little bit interesting.
AlphaTauri looking quick. Is it time for double AlphaTauri?
No. But definitely having Gasly in there.
Yeah.
I think after a couple of weeks ago, we debated on this very couch in an F1 fantasy a long time ago whether double Racing Point was resurrected. It's not.
It's not.
No, absolutely.
But double AlphaTauri.
No.
No?
Double nothing.
It's a cheap team.
We're going back to what we say. So, double Racing Point is still a cheap team.
Well, it's cheap as AlphaTauri.
Pick the one that you think is going to get the teammate points.
Yeah.
Gasly and Checo.
There we go. Gasly, Checo, Ricciardo, Sainz. But obviously you go Lando ahead of Sainz because he's cheaper.
Mind blown. Grosjean, obviously.
Because of K-Mag's luck.
Just, it's unlucky. It might be better. It might be better. But I suppose that's the top picks. Avoid, even though with the streak, Albon.
Albon. Albon.
Yeah, I just thought Albon.
Okay.
He's like a hybrid between my tyres are dead. Bono.
No,
Albon.
stop it.
Okay. I've stopped it. Okay, Albon.
I wouldn't say he's one to avoid if he has a streak.
I would say he is. Because he's still above 20 million, isn't he?
Yeah, but he still gets that streak.
Of 5 points and could finish. It might stop him getting a -2 to like a 3. yeah, he's hardly been reaching the highest heights of like going. I think he's maybe been in the top 5 once or twice this year.
But more than in the actual fantasy scoring.
It's not the real life, as in the fantasy scoring.
Definitely once, because that played you. Maybe twice. Well, if you're chucking Albon in there, we got to chuck the Ferrari guys in there. Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel.
Yep, both keep getting them out. Giovinazzi, inconsistent, and also Kimi Raikkonen has been scoring well recently. Although Gio's not necessarily too bad. The Alfa Romeos haven't been an awful pick for the last couple of weeks. So maybe I'll save them from the axe.
Okay. I will say, we said Lando Norris is on a streak, but the McLarens, I did mention it, are looking awful. I wouldn't actually pick them. I would put those, for the first time, McLarens into the ones to avoid. They're not reliable enough. You're going to score more points with Racing Point or Renault drivers.
Say drivers again.
You're going to save... Oh. I don't even know my trail of thought now.
Who knows?
You're going to score more with Renault and Racing Point drivers.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'd agree. McLaren are too inconsistent. Unless, obviously, you get to the stage of, say, like, you've been working the market and Norris is like your 5th driver. Then if you were picking between Norris and Grosjean, I would pick Norris.
Or it'd be like Norris or Ocon.
Yeah. I would pick Norris.
I don't know.
On a streak this week, I'd pick Norris.
Okay, on a streak, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
So, maybe Lando. Depending on how well your team's doing.
No, once to avoid, unless you've made the money and then you just pick whoever you want.
Money.
This is for people that can only get either Norris or,
yes,
Checo or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Avoid McLaren.
Still avoid Williams. No, Latifi and Russell have still done. Okay. I suppose if we say pick Grosjean, picking a Russell's not too bad. Or I don't know.
Avoid.
Okay. Avoid Williams. There you go. Out. Latifi on Price. Russell on Russell. Lovely driver. Fantastic. Want him to do well. But in fantasy this year, he has not been the shining light that he once was.
One of the worst picks.
Yeah. Really has been this year, which is
I think bar Kevin Magnussen, he is the worst one.
Which has been a big surprise. Hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Nicholas Latifi turned out to be was that cheap young guy.
He was a cheap young guy that you could have made an easy mill on.
Yeah. And got quite bad points.
Yeah. Which, was crazy on that front. But yeah, I think that rounds up the thing. Turbo pick we've done. Sergio Perez, because he's on a race streak, so there's no one. If you don't have Sergio in your side, Ricciardo.
Bring Sergio in and turbo him.
Well, that would be the realistic one. But, yeah.
Ricciardo is a safe bet.
I think so.
Yep.
Is that essentially just rounding it off? I mean, looking ahead at Turkey, it's a difficult. I don't think we've been there since 2011. Sebastian Vettel, last winner out.
Into the ones to avoid. Maybe you should pick Sebastian Vettel.
I feel like now we get to the stage of fantasy where things are a little bit more predictable. You've got the key performers, and going outside of it, and especially on a track that we haven't been to, you can say Gasly's a good performer, like we're saying, but he's a gamble to turbo. Almost would have worked out well in Imola if it kind of paid off. Backfired in the end, but only -3, which shows how good form that Pierre Gasly is in. But yeah, I don't know.
Because of Mercedes' dominance,
It makes
fantasy
things
is
fairly-
a very predictable thing this season.
Yeah, you needed a bit more movement at the top because of the price differences between them, which would have made it much more interesting.
Yeah, be like, oh, pick a Ferrari this week because it's
And-
power
'cause
hungry
then-
and they'll be
Because
competitive.
then you could move your teams around, where it means only the guys who play the market realistically can have a great team.
Yeah.
There's not many choices, so it's quite easy to pick. And you've seen that from the top 5 in the league. Pretty sure 3 or 4 of them last week had the same team.
Yeah.
And because it just gets that predictable. And remember, not saying that you shouldn't tune in every week, because tuning in every week is fun. We can review all the points and stuff like that. And
you can also tune in for the Kimi Moment of the Week.
Which is what brings us on to now. Now, obviously, the last Kimi Moment of the week, we asked you for your favourite track names. I realised that my phone's upstairs. I don't have it with me.
Go get it.
Okay, I'm going to go get it. I'm back. That's the wrong account. Here is Stalling with Mike and Stephen. Oh, the weather's been lovely today.
I mean, you could have come back with the list ready,
Could have done.
but you've just come back
Well,
pre-list, pre-names.
from Katie, we have Kevlani for, boosting Josh Rebel's race in Africa. Not Kielami, Kevlani.
Like it.
We've got the Norris ring.
yeah, the Norris ring.
That might be it. I might have just lost it.
You might have just lost it.
That might have been the only 2 entries. I might build this up to be like a big thing. And we got 2 entries. So, congratulations to everyone who entered. Your 2 entries were fantastic. The Norris ring and Kevlami. What a Kimi Moment of the Week. No, but the actual Kimi Moment of the Week is going back to 2005. That was like my going back in time voice.
Yeah. I had some spirals appear.
2005, obviously we know, is a good year for Kimi Raikkonen, though finishing runner-up to Fernando Alonso eventually in the championship. But it had a great car and Kimi was quick that year. And the Turkish Grand Prix, well, actually it's the first ever Turkish Grand Prix back in 2005.
Nice.
Kimi Raikkonen, he got pole position. He won the race by leading every single lap. Total dominance from Kimi Raikkonen in the 2005 Turkish Grand Prix. And what a livery. Kimi on the side. Juan Pablo Montoya, his teammate, was running second for the majority of the race till he collided with a back marker and ran wide, allowing Fernando Alonso in the Renault to come through and claimed P2 in the end.
Damn.
Yeah, but Kimi, dominating performance. Will we see Kimi Raikkonen take pole and lead every single lap this weekend in the Turkish Grand Prix?
I can see it happening. I can see it happening.
I can too.
I'm going to put a bet on it.
Absolutely.
Going to put £2,000 on it.
Yep, you should definitely do that.
Yep.
Tune in next week for financial advice with Stephen.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's it from us today, guys. A nice, quick, easy preview for the Turkish Grand Prix in terms of fantasy. Obviously, make sure that you join us for the F1 podcast tomorrow. Well, obviously, we'll be talking a little bit more detail in our preview ahead of the Turkish Grand Prix. Some of the kind of latest news in it, like things like, oh no, there's not going to be a Vietnam Grand Prix. Well, just those little snippets of joy for you to come.
Yes,
Fantastic.
excellent.
Brilliant. But yeah, that's it from us today, guys. So if you're new around here or haven't done so already, what can you do, Stephen?
You can like, subscribe, and ding that bell.
Ding it. So for now, you F1 fans, keep racing.